Juice and Rispetta is a group of artists, so it is a collective, an artist collective, that was founded, I guess, in 2013, and it was founded by us three, and we were studying together in Basel at the art school, and out of the need that we wanted to continue our daily dialogues that we had during the studies, we created this, let's say, platform that's called Juice and Rispetta. And yes, still we are working together whenever there is an opportunity to do so. This platform has the title La Playa del Músculo Social, so the social muscle beach, and it came out of a lot of talking with the curators here and a lot of exchanging of ideas back home in Switzerland beforehand, and I guess, or the principal idea was in the beginning to do a beach where we would hang out and include everybody that's visiting. So if you come here to Lia, then you are more than welcome to join us. Most of the time we are here like doing some papier-mâché work or cutting stuff or cooking or eating or sleeping. So the idea was to create this platform to get involved all the visitors. And there is some more layers that are included in the platform. But so far I guess this is what it is.
Okay, basically a beach is a public place or should be a public place, but it is also kind of an idea or a kind of a romantic idea of a public place in our heads. It has to do with our imagination, with a place to meet, it's a place of dreams maybe, and it is also a place where other things can happen that maybe are not that romantic. So there's maybe fishermen working, there's maybe people need the beach in another way than just making holidays, as we used to go to the beach to chill. But nevertheless, it is a place where a lot of things are possible. There are different layers of things that are possible at the beach. And I think the aspect of a beach as a artificial beach here in Lia, as a beach we have our pictures in our heads, and a beach as a meeting point is questioning a lot, I think. And it is a good opportunity to meet at the beach and also see what could happen at the beach. I mean, we cooked at the beach. I don't know of nobody that takes electricity to the beach and cooks at the beach with friends. So this is kind of part of it. Like, what can we do at this beach? What is the relation with us to other people we want to meet, or maybe don't want to meet but meet? So basically it's a meeting point at the moment to discuss, to develop ideas, to talk about different kind of ideas and notions of beaches and personal beaches maybe.
Yes, I think the beach here is in this room. There are several working stations of other people, and for us it's like also a questioning about work itself, where production is made, and the beach actually is a place where not to work also, and especially to hang out and maybe not just enjoying time. So we invite people by doing activities at the beach to join us, like we did this food comida last time. We cooked with a friend of us from Switzerland as well. Food from the Alps with ingredients from here, from the Andes, Los Andes, and that was created like being together where we were eating. So we did an activity and we could talk, like not in a working kind of way. So there was more. I guess this makes more sincere, maybe, or intimate way to talk about work, about life, about desires and dreams as well. And I think that was our main goal with this device, with this platform as a beach.
So I think there is a huge desire to come together and to do things. I don't know what kind of things are needed to meet, but actually with a platform such as the beach and daily desires such as eating, talking, talk on what we could do together is so fundamentally basic that we start from there, and I think there is not so much of a distance. But on the other hand, of course, we traveled 1/4 around the globe to be here, to meet other collectives, to find out that it works the same. We have to meet. It's just as simple as that. We have to meet. And the first happening was a radio show on the beach by the AT Radio Club. And we were talking about cooking and doing radio shows. And I think the artistic work or the artistic impact also on thinking about this distance from like Europe, South America, Latin America is, how can I say that? It's the artwork or the motivation to do art or work as an artist is maybe the thing that brings us together. I think I wouldn't call it a method, but I think it's also, we could call it a language or a kind of like an impulse to meet.
I think both parts of the world that is called art, the economic but also the artistic, they need each other in a way. So more than to separate the two aspects of the art world, I think it is fundamental to mediate those different parts that altogether make one world. So yesterday I was talking of this example in Basel, when there is Art Basel, like the biggest and most commercial art fair. There is of course the whole world from all over the globe that somehow is interested in buying or selling or talking about art, visiting this tiny little city in Switzerland. And this is very nice for all the people who live there because they get to see a lot of art. But what then mostly ends up in the heads of, let's say, 90% of all the Swiss people that read the newspaper is that maybe Leonardo DiCaprio bought a new Picasso for a couple of millions. So this, of course, is not very complex, and I think a project like this here, or working as a collective, or working in general together as human beings, is always something that is very complex and not easy to describe. And I think these two worlds need each other in a way, but also it is very important that not this headline only pops up at the end of art. So I think this approach of the concept, of the curatorial concept here at LIA is a very good thing to show different approaches to what art is, can be, could be.
I think there is also, kind of like Johannes said, with the art market, there's an education market, and a lot of art schools and universities deal with concurrence, so they try to be on a market that is mainly capitalist driven, so result driven. But there are also kind of institutes that deal with this kind of work that bring people together to think about actually what can we do otherwise than being right or wrong, to meet each other, to live in a world that has a lot of different points of view, where there's no such thing as right or wrong. There are different kinds of wrongs and rights. So for a lot of students I know from art schools in vicinity of where I live, they have a very also a bit romantic view on this kind of art world, and a lot has to do with the education system in Europe. That is, you're coming out of high school, you learned a lot, but you know maybe nothing at all about how art and the art world actually functions aside of this market that we see on a daily basis in a newspaper. So it is not just very complex to tell how a platform like La Playa at Lia works. It is also very complex and difficult to live through as a young person through this art education system, because at the end you have to face it on your own. I think you cannot just be in a school and learn it. You have to be keen on what's out there, and maybe not just in your neighborhood, and also listen and talk to a lot of people from a lot of different kind of positions within the art world.
But also without, no?
Yeah, but also without, yeah, of course, also without, yeah. But it's maybe the romantic view, me personally, I have on a beach is also kind of a romantic view inside me on having a beach inside the art world. And me personally also, I have to challenge myself all the time to overthrow these ideas of doing art, because it's never the same, and it depends who we are working with and talking with and where we do our projects. And it is not as simple as classic education in high schools might illustrate or might sell at art schools. So there's a deeper kind of understanding of doing art and being an artist within a society that is complex.
And I think it is something that starts from a very basic and simple point. It is so that you sit in a group with people you don't know, and then you get asked what you could give and what you want. And then you start negotiate those wishes and desires. And yeah, this is something, or this is a very good starting point to break walls and to get to a very maybe, or sometimes very intimate moment very fast. It is a social gathering, and it is a social muscle that's been trained. So I guess that's it. I do not want to lose more words on that.
Maybe what's interesting about the play itself is it's about intimacy and really personal stuff, but also about being an actor. So everybody who's participating it's the question: is he a real person or is he an actor? So as as a participant of a play, normally you get an actor, but you're also like your own person, and I think that's an interesting thing to watch tomorrow, because I never participated, but it's really, I want to also see this, and it's also a metaphor for everyday's life, and as us as artists, as what people expect from artists, as also as we are acting as artists, and also as normal persons. So I think it's really complex and makes things visible that we deal with in everyday life, in being artists or not artists or normal peoples.
I think the idea of the wish is maybe closer than we think to the idea of the artwork. In a term I understand, also me personally, I understand art. So it is a suggestion. It is something I would like to immediately have, being impatient. And it is a desire, and it's also maybe a good fuel that drives me personally to have wishes. But I think a wish doesn't work alone. It needs always an opposite. It needs a dialogue. And a wish could also be a proposal. So a collective wish could be a proposal in a discussion or in a kind of a strategy to fulfill that wish. And I think the character of a wish is also something very sometimes disappointing. It's part of the game, so that's why we call it a wish. And I'm keen on what wishes and desires we will meet at the beach, also not just tomorrow, but or we already have met at this artificial beach. And I think without the wishes and desires and speaking them out loud at the beach or intimate, I think nothing would happen here. So this is what I mainly understood about what happens also at LIA.